Welcome back to the channel, welcome back. So the body snatcher Dillian Whyte has spoken once again. A lot of media outlets have been interested in interviewing Dillian Whyte just before this fight. Not so many on Moses Itauma. I've seen Moses Itauma had a couple of interviews, but not so much as Dillian Whyte. And I must say, every time I see Dillian Whyte in an interview, he's looking trimmer and trimmer and trimmer, to the point where I'm getting a bit worried now. Is Dillian Whyte losing too much weight? Also, I don't know if it's got anything to do with the weight cut or anything, but Dillian Whyte is acting like he's got a massive chip on his shoulder, right? Massive chip on his shoulder. He's saying, you guys have sent this young kid out here to smoke me. 1 minute Dillian's calling him a young kid, and next minute he's saying, nah, stop calling him a kid, he's a man, he's a man. Why you guys keep saying 20-year-old, 20-year-old, 20-year-old? He's a man. But then in the next context, Dillian's calling him a kid. So Dillian needs to work out himself who he's fighting, a man or a kid. Dillian Whyte stated that he's been watching a lot of YouTube lately. He's been watching a lot of the channels lately. He's been watching the predictions of what people are thinking. I think Dillian Whyte's coming out here to shut a lot of us up. That's all I'm going to say. I've made maybe three videos on this thing. Two of the videos, I said, look, this is lamb to slaughter. The last video I made, I'm like, whoa, Dillian Whyte's lost weight. He's come to fight. You got to listen, you got to hand it to Dillian Whyte. I know Dillian Whyte is one of the UK fans' favourite. I know obviously he has his detractors as well. There's a lot of people who don't really like Dillian Whyte because of the PED violations. But you have to say this about Dillian Whyte. He's not just come to turn up for a payday. Look down the years of all these old top flight heavyweights that have just stepped into the ring for a payday. We know who they are. You know, there was no chance of them winning the fight. They just went in there to collect a paycheck. That's not Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte has come to fight, right? He wants a scalp. He wants to, if he defeats Moses Itauma, this puts him way up there in the stratosphere. He believes Turkey will be knocking on his door if he knocks out Moses Itauma. And I'm sure Turkey will, to provide him some of the big fights, the bigger fights. Can Dillian great gate crash? Apologies here, man. That's my alarm. Gotta get ready for work. But listen, can Dillian Whyte gate crash the heavyweight division? If he beats Moses Itauma, I'm talking he might be a fight away from a title shot, right? Forget about the AJ fight. He might be a fight away from a title shot. Maybe a rematch with Joseph Parker, a man who he's once beat before for a vacant belt. Listen, a few weeks back, we thought Dillian Whyte was in the abyss, right? He was nowhere before this fight with Moses Itauma was made. We thought Dillian Whyte is in the abyss, yeah? He's back. If he takes that scalp off of Moses Itauma, he'll be right up there in the top five of the heavyweight division. And there's no denying that, because they're talking about Itauma fighting Joseph Parker or Alexander Usyk after this fight. That's what they're talking about. So if Dillian Whyte, who's been up there already, he's been a heavyweight up there for a long, countless amount of time, if he beats Itauma, he's up there, right? He'll fly above AJ if he beats Itauma, right? Obviously, you know the resume. Dillian's resume's got a decent resume, but that fight will be on the cards again. The rematch with Anthony Joshua, you know. So maybe even Deontay Wilder will finally grow a pair of balls and come over to UK and maybe fight Dillian in the UK, because we know he needs a paycheck. It's interesting times. Listen, look out for a live stream, man. I spoke to my brother Loz, and we're looking to put on a live stream for this fight, whether it's going to be just before the fight or actually for a live stream live for the fight. I'll have to get back to Loz and I'll let you know a bit more, maybe in a community post. But do us a favor, smash the like button, hit that bell for notifications to get all the new and latest videos.